think we've gotten better defensively in the last 2 weeks or so. Our last two games, we were better. As I said, I think I have a pretty clear understanding of our path to success. It's not a huge road, but there is a path. But that's going to take a blue-collar approach, and I think our guys hopefully are starting to figure it out. I told them at the half, in order to win an SEC game, and they're all hard. They're hard. Everybody's trying real hard to win. You got to make SEC plays, and I thought we made some SEC plays in the second half to give ourselves a chance.
What do you think about how Markell played today in a game which Terrence struggled? I know he had 17, and then he went up and got that.
Yeah, it was a huge play. That's a winning play, huge play, because we couldn't get a stop, and when we did, they just destroyed us on the glass. Man, Chris Silva just whipped us inside. We give up 14 offensive rebounds. We hold them to 38% from the field. It's a pretty good number. They turn it over 14 times. But when you give them 14 offensive rebounds, you're fighting for your life. And then in the second half, we haven't turned the ball over very much, only 8 tonight, which allows us to overcome some of our offensive inefficiencies. We're not shooting the ball as well from the perimeter as I would have hoped, as well as we need to, because that's what the game is going to allow for us. Second half, though, as Adam said, 20 for 23 down the stretch from the free throw line, huge.
You mentioned after Bradley, Andy, about wanting Terrence to be a leader offensively. You were able to win a close game with minimal contributions from Terrence.
Foul trouble again. He's getting back to that. We had that issue last year, and he's had it now. He didn't have it in our last game against Bradley when he made shots, and we kind of got out and stayed in front. But we need him in the game. We have him and Markell in early foul trouble, which really puts us in a bit of a bind from a size standpoint because they're our biggest wings. And TD's a guy that can go get an SEC rebound. He gets 5, which leads our team. He leads our team in rebounding in 19 minutes because he can go get them. So we need him in the game for sure.
You mentioned being a blue-collar team, and you've had some of those non-league games early that got away late and didn't make the play the other team did. Do you think that message is getting across?
I hope. I think our effort's been tremendous, and we've come back after Christmas and really put in work. Every team, and you learn this as a coach, certain teams you do a lot more scouting than others because you don't want to waste your time. You only have so much time, and you have to be smart. They only have so much energy and ability to, what are you going to be good at? What are we going to do? And we're figuring out with this team, it's really about us. Now, obviously, we do scouting, but we don't spend as much time on it. Everything is competitive. Everything has to be in a competitive setting, which takes a physical toll. So you have to be prepared to go to battle every day, but that's who this team is.
How happy were you with
When he was really bad early, he picks up 2 fouls in the first 3 minutes of the game. He's a non-factor. I start him and TD in the second half just to try to get them going. They'd been sitting real time about 45 minutes. So I just started him to get going, and I thought it was fortunate. Frank, to his credit, man, what a run they had last year. He loses 3 really good guards, the player of the year in the league, and Sindarius Thornwell. Then he comes into this game, and his starting point guard's out with an ankle injury. So he's doing it with smoke and mirrors in the backcourt, so he played more zone than they typically do. And I thought we were pretty stagnant against it and settled early in the second half. KG did a good job of moving behind it. We set a couple screens, threw over the top. He got a couple of dunks and kind of woke up for us and allowed us to play him a little bit more in the second half. He did a decent job with Silva when he was in the game.
Frank was saying that you guys teach a lot of the same things, do a lot of the same things. He said it's kind of difficult to get anything going against you because you know what's coming. You feel the same way going against him?
Yeah, definitely. He's a lot better at it than I am defensively. That's all the hug stuff up line, in line, and his bat must be bigger than mine because he can get his guys to do it better than I can. I want my guys to do it. They just don't do it as good. He's really, really good defensively. And then offensively, when you lose a guy like Thornwell, you need a guy at the end of the clock to make plays. That's where I was hoping, whether it be Dre or Bree or TD or Kel. Last year our guy was Sebas. The year before it was Moody. The year before it was whoever. But you need that guy, and I think he's still searching for that guy offensively. Defensively now, they're not going to give you anything free, and they're going to crush you on the glass. We've got to do better on the glass. We've got to do better not giving free things, and I think we are getting better. And then we've got to have a number of different guys step up offensively and make plays for us. I think our communication is a little better. I think we're containing the bounce a little better, and our ball screen D is decades better. Our ball screen D is the reason that we lost all 3 home games. It's my fault. I wish I had more in our package where we could have gone to. We see the error, but we're not getting it corrected, and it cost us 3 games, which were very costly. And it was all ball screen D, and I think our ball screen D has gotten better. at the point of attack. I've talked about this a couple of times, but point of attack, man, our bigs are now higher, and we're not allowing those guards to get downhill and forcing us to rotate.
Coach, how big was this win for you guys to start off the conference play the right way?
Well, it was huge. It was huge. In that, again, you only get one opportunity really all season to set the reset button, and tonight was the night. We're 1-0 in our mind. We now have to go and play a very good Georgia team. Then you come home. These games come about every 3 days, so it was good for our spirit. We know we didn't play great basketball, but we played well enough to get an SEC win. That does wonders for the psyche. It'll put a bounce in our step the next 2 days as we prepare to go to Athens.
Frank mentioned DeAndre Burnett a lot, and how he was able to get to the line in those 2 big 3-team games. What did you think of his second half for 15 minutes?
You know what? I thought that he's been more efficient. He gets the foul line 14 times. Sometimes we've just got to do a better job of picking our spots. I think sometimes we force that action. We had a few charges, TD in the open floor a couple of times, made some poor decisions with the ball. I thought we had it at 5 or 6, and TD has a big opportunity in the open floor, and we didn't have numbers, and we made some poor decisions. Our decisions with the ball have to get better. If we continue to take the blue-collar approach defensively, find a way to team rebound, but I think that'll improve if TD can stay on the floor longer. And then we got to make better decisions with the ball. Well, we want to get the ball in our right spots. You know, in basketball, ultimately it comes down to, you know, where that ball bounces sometimes. And as a coach, you can't always control that, but what you can control is making sure you got guys in the right spots. And so we really work tirelessly on getting guys in the right spots, and then you just have to live with what happens. And that's why you practice, that's why you put reps in, that's why you recruit guys to different strengths. And I thought at the end our spacing was much better, which allowed us to make some plays.
You talked about Frank having smoke and mirrors with his backcourt. What did you think of Myers and Beatty for them?
I really like Beatty, and I know Frank likes Beatty. He's tough. He's a freshman. I thought he got a little. At times, his pace may have been upsetting to the other coach because he got a little out of control. Booker's a really, really good shooter, and he made hard shots. You know, when I watched the tape, at least from where I was in the second half, I thought he made 2 or 3 really deep challenge threes. Then we fouled 2 3-point shooters at the end, things you just can't typically do and survive. But again, fortunately for us, we made enough plays. Okay, thank you. Happy New Year, guys.